everybody. I hope you're doing well today, and welcome on the ADHD Melly Show. I'm so excited to be there with you today, and Selena's coming soon to talk about mental health and how it's important to be public about it. So before we're starting, like always, I'm going to ask you to see my link here and contribute on the Indiegogo campaign. There's only 6 days left. And if you want to help me just improve the show and give you more content and make it even more perfect, just please look at the contribution now thing. And also, if something happened and my computer decides to freak out again, I have a plan B again, and no worries, Selena is going to be there to entertain you. Something happens, and that's the pleasure of having a big old computer, and some things can happen sometimes. So just let Selena, welcome Selena right now. So how are you?
Good. Hey, Millie. So good to see you and finally hosting a show together with you. Thank you so much for having me as a guest.
Yeah, I'm so excited. It's been like a month and a half that I've booked you. It's been a while, right?
I know it is, but it's all my fault because I'm in the middle of the move, as you know. I'm at actually a hotel, so I managed to find a really good corner to stream with you. So it's all good.
That's cool. I'm so happy you did this with me because I know that you've been in a big move and you've been so busy going to Los Angeles, I think, right? You are
I'm
now?
actually in Miami at the moment, so yeah, definitely a huge move from Europe to the US. But I think tomorrow, me and my husband is going to get our keys to our apartment, so I'm really excited. So yeah, it's a crazy ride, but again, I'm so happy that we can finally do this session together and talk about mental health because I know it's one of the things that you advocate for a long time, and I really want to support you.
Thanks so much. So, hi everybody, and Gabe is always there. Sunita is there too. Thank you so much for being there. And as Selena always says, please tell me where are you from now. I want to know where you are. And yeah, thank you so much for being here and to support me and support the show and being there in contribution to my Indiegogo page if you have. And if you haven't, please go check it out. It's not an obligation to watch the show. I'm just telling you, okay? But if you want to, go ahead, and that will means a lot to me and etc. So please, so now I'm going just to ask you to introduce yourself and tell me a little bit more about you and what you're doing in your life right now. Tell me a little bit more about your business, about yourself.
Oops.
If you want to, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. You just get froze for a bit. You're asking me to introduce myself, right, Millie?
Exactly.
or the
I'm
guest.
sorry.
Okay,
I
cool,
hope
cool,
it's
cool.
going to be fine today. I'm just
No sorry
praying.
needed. No sorry needed. But again, I want to welcome also Cynthia and Gabby, Alexandra. So happy to see you here, and welcome to Millie's show. Millie's here. So my name is Selena. I am the LinkedIn girl. I used to work for LinkedIn for a while, and in the middle of COVID, I decided to basically reunite it with my family and quit my job at LinkedIn and started my own consultancy. So I think this topic that Millie find me to talk, it's something that it's very close to my heart. I would say mental health is such a delicate issue, right? Where I believe everybody had one that they find it's you feel depressed in your life, you might not be able to come out from it. I think it is a really important issue to talk about, especially openly and publicly, just like Millie said. And it's some of the things that we all need to be bringing awareness and educate people around us and be aware of it. So I'm really excited to talk to Millie about this today. And if you guys have any questions or excited to know a little bit about both of our story, happy to tell you more. But my business started a year ago, so soon I think in 2 weeks it will be the In Academy anniversary. So I'm really excited to share it to the world. And we're again the LinkedIn consultancy, which which my part is helping empowering a professional to be successful on LinkedIn and getting real result on LinkedIn. So this is a little bit about my business, but today is all about you, Millie. So I'll let you lead the show.
Thanks for being here, Junette. It's been a while. I want to talk to you. Please DM me. I want to have you on the show too. So please DM me if you can. And Sunita, you're from England, and now in England. So I'm happy to see you here. I'm going to try to not use too much of the comment because I see my computer is not very happy right now. So I'm going to just read your comment on the show instead of showing up, just to make sure nothing's going to ruin the. So yeah, do you have a story about mental health yourself, and did you want to share to the public? Why did you think the mental always been talking on the social media, not the I did? Please talk to me about that a little bit.
Yeah, sure. I can share my own story. I would say, I mean, again, like I shared earlier, right? Mental health is such a delicate issue. I think a lot of people shine away talking about it because they felt like it's a sign of weakness, as well as it's a sign of something that it's oversharing, right? So when I'm still working for LinkedIn, I always have sort of like a small anxiety and panic attack sometimes, just because, I mean, I love presenting. I love speaking to people that I love, but sometimes I'm really nervous. I'm a very nervous Nelly, and I remember every quarter at LinkedIn. Obviously, we have like a very ambitious sales target for all the directors, and we need to achieve that. And I remember right before that conferences or that presentation that we get a quarter, I will have such a huge pain in my heart and a little panic attack. So that was like really not healthy, and I know about it, but I don't want to talk about it because it's something like, oh, you're getting your quota, so what, right? There's 1,000 of the same company are getting the same sort of like quota. What are you trying to say here, right? So I think I'm not openly talking about it, but I felt like it's just not doing myself well. So I think from that end, like small little things would trigger, right? But obviously I find solution from my end, how I can come back to it. But I also have colleagues that have mental health issues that they really cannot come back to it. One that I wouldn't share their name, but even get into a depression, which is not something that it's easy to tackle. But one of the things that I do want to say is there's three things that I would say it's super helpful is really having somebody, a support system that helping you, like, like especially nowadays with COVID, right? It gets so difficult to basically have human interaction, and without human interaction is really difficult to share with someone or even hug someone. And finally, I was reading a Harvard University health report. Human being actually really need physical touch. So without that, we will be confined and feel boxed it without love, and that's like a sign of love. That's how when you like our mom give birth to us, right? There's a lot of physical touch, there's a lot of hugging, there's a lot of kissing, there's a lot of giggling, even though you're crying, right? It's all those emotion, but we need the touch, like the human physical touch. So I think from that end it's just get difficult, and you're no longer really socializing if you don't have a partner or a family in place. But if still with your partner and family, you need to get outside of it, right? So I think these are a couple of things that I do think if you do need help and you're listening to Millie's ADHD show today, please go and talk to somebody. It's important whenever you feel you need most help with. So I think this is one of the things that it actually helped me a lot. The other thing that I think it's mental adjustment. I know it's easier said than done, but one of the things that I find it helps me a lot is 1 year from now today, I felt such an anxiety panic attack. Would that still matter to me a year from now? So I'm looking at myself right now, right? Now I have my own company, and I'm thinking 1 year before I was having this panic attack every quarter. I receive this quota, and it doesn't matter anymore. I remember when we pull out this topic, but it doesn't really matter to me anymore. And I think that mental adjustment really, really helps me. And I hope that that is something that, me sharing with all of you would help. When it comes to 1 year from now, think about the timeline, think about your goal. It really doesn't matter. So I think that will help. Another pieces that I think it's quite rare for people to find as a solution. I mean, I talk about support group, right? Obviously, talking with people, and the other is mental adjustment. The other thing is actually really weird. It's stop everything that you do, go to do one thing that you really love. So for me, it's either eating, but I'm not like saying that you should dissect and change completely, like overeating or like go wildly go to McDonald's and eat like 3 or 5 meals. I'm not saying that, but do something that you love. It's like your hobby. It's like your something that it's relax you. And if you can find that one thing, it will really help you. So mine is obviously dining out, enjoying conversation with friends, and sometimes I also want my downtime, not talking with anybody, but don't going to gym and do my thing, right, or do yoga. So if you can find that one thing that really spark you joy, that will really help. Yeah. So this is a little bit about my story. How about you, Melly?
But for me, I was like in a bad place when I started coming in LinkedIn. I had that old profile like long time ago, but actually I'm really only in April, so it's not been a long time, and I'm feeling depressed. I was not feeling very well, maybe because of COVID, and I'm not far from my families. That's not the problem. But even if you live in another city, you were not allowed your house. Okay, they work you after 9. You had to be home. It was very bad for my mental health, and I'm not somebody that's very very sociable. Okay, I'm not very sociable, and even for me it was hard. So I was like, what's wrong with me? Normally I'm okay not being around people for a while, but at the same time the while was month and month and month and month. It was not just a week where I was alone in my room just reading and having fun because I had no more work. My school was now online, so everything was about being staying at home. Okay, it was nothing, no gym, and I've gained a lot of weight. I gained like almost 40 pounds, and I still struggle to get it out. Okay, I'm so fat right now. Okay, I've never been that fat in my life, and that put a strain in my mental health too, because I was like, no clothes is fitting me anymore. What's happening? I don't understand. I always been so fit and etc. So now I decide to go back to the gym, to take a little bit more care of myself, and still eating, right? Because I love food, chocolate and candies and stuff like that. But I'm just saying, at least to eat it every day, because I'm depressed because I'm staying alone. I decide to just take in once a week, just taking care of myself and value that I am important, and just not letting me go, because I was definitely letting me go because I was like, oh, yes, I live with a roommate, but the same person every day with my cats. Okay, it's like I'm an old lady with cat now and staying at home. So almost like that I felt. So I decided, well, not talking about my story about ADHD. Same time, I was struggling to find a work that matters to me, because I always been self-employed, always have a business, but clients, they were not there anymore because of the pandemic. They struggled too, so their struggle came to me, etc. It was like as stairs, elevation, a problem that was always happening. So I was like, I'm going to talk about my story. I'm going to do a show to help people that struggles too, and make them understand that they are not alone. They can success too. They can do anything they want. It's not because they're neurodivergent or they have mental health issues they cannot live their own life. So I felt a revelation into myself to talk about that and do a show every Friday to invite people that are successful themselves, like you, because you're very successful and you can go anywhere in the world. You live, you see, you're so successful, and that's the kind of person I want in my show, because it's not because you're successful that you don't have any problem, or you didn't have any problem prior your success. It doesn't mean that you never crashed before you've been successful. And that's the reality that I want to show in my show. That's what I want people to see when they listen to me, that there's nothing perfect. It's not because you're successful that you don't have any problem in your life, okay? And I want to stop. I want to show the real color of the life. I don't want just to see beautiful Instagram pictures and showing, and you see only what they want you to show. The reality, it's very ugly. I want to show that it's okay, and you need to have self-love first. You need to read a lot of books to upload your image. You have to take care of yourself and just not let go of your own body and your own spirit. And it's not because you're passing a bad moment that you cannot be successful anymore, or you cannot be able to do anything. It's not because you've been a lot of refusal that you cannot live anymore. If you don't know me, I'm a French speaker, okay? I'm from Montreal, Canada. English is my second language. So yeah, I do mistakes sometimes. I'm not the perfect host that you've been seeing in your life. I know that, but it's okay, because my differences make my views. People like me the way I am, and that matters. So that's why it was so important for me to create that show.
Amazing, Millie. I just want to celebrate you, and I hope, the audience that is listening to us celebrate you as well. I think you being so openly talking about it and actually, I would say, above and beyond creating this show is not easy, because you're not just, advocating this for yourself, but also for others, which is absolutely beautiful. And I applaud you for that. And whatever that you're already sharing is so inspiring. Yeah, nobody is perfect, and my success and your success, the definition is totally different, right? People might see me very successful, but I don't see myself successful, right? So I think the ultimate goal for our individual is just not to compare themselves, really look into their own lenses and see what success really matters to them. My success is to basically see people happy around me and gain real result on LinkedIn, right? And when I see that, I'm happy. When I see my clients are successful on LinkedIn, go on a TED Talk, like successfully getting a job that they like, this is success for me. And I'm very happy about that. So redefining your success is really important. I think one of the points that you said. The other thing that I want to applaud you is that you have been just not just educating everyone to be openly speaking about it, but also mental illness. Again, it's something that is so delicate. I really hope that people would be more open and share more with you. Although for those of you who listening to us right now, going live, which is fantastic. If you're not live watching the replay from Millie, if you do want to reach out to Millie or me, individually, talking a little bit about your experience as well, story. Me and Millie is open as a book, so feel free to
Please
reach out.
just write some comment and say replay in the comment section. I'll be so happy to see all your comment. We'll be there to respond you and stuff like that. We're so happy. And don't worry, I do read your comment. Like I said, I'm a little bit scared of clicking anything because I don't want anything to happen, because last time I had a little bad experience with my computer, so I'm trying to make it all work. So I'm reading everybody of you, and if I didn't say anything to you in this episode, I'm going to comment to you. Don't worry, we'll be there for you. So yes, Sunita, self-care is very vital, because yes, like I said, I put myself in the back for so long, then it hit me like boom, like that, and it didn't help me, as I always have anxiety too all my life, mostly because when I was a kid, like people were always denying me or saying bad things to me. I was very bullied too when I was a kid, and it was very hard to just have self-confidence. And it's also about being confident too. It's not about being perfectly confident and not see any flaws in yourself. It's to see the nicest thing and say, oh, today I'm feeling pretty today. I have Selena, and I wanted her so bad in my show, and now I have her. I'm so thankful for that. It's about being thankful of what you have now and not what you wanted in the future, because you have to be thankful of what you have now. Yes, you want more. Okay, you want to be rich. For me, I want my show to be so successful that I have my own studio and stuff like that. That's why I create my crowdfunding, because I hope more for the show. And if people want to help me, fine. If they don't want to or they cannot, it's okay too. And it's not about forcing anybody. But yeah, I do need your help because I do work as a cashier right now, okay? And it's very draining to have those people and to go with the public all the time. When you have ADHD, you have to concentrate so hard, and it's very hard sometimes to just concentrate on the person and see all that line. Sometimes it can be very stressful, but I still do it. I did it out of my comfort zone because I want the show to success, and I need the money for the show to success, because it's a lot of money just to run, just to have you there and being able to listen to me. That's why the crowdfunding was so important for me to create it, because I want again to publicly talk about mental health for the rest of my life every Friday, at least if it's Christmas. You understand. Maybe not being there, I think you understand the trick, right? But it's so important to at least have 1 hour a week talking about it with somebody that experienced it and have some tips to share it, and not being too scared of showing it. Because Selena, you always say to people that they have to engage, okay, and they have to post every single day. You said it like yesterday. I think you've done a video and sharing that you need to share everybody, because there's only 1% of the people on LinkedIn that post every week, like you said. So if somebody wants to share their story on LinkedIn of mental health, because like you said, it's a sensitive subject, how should they start? Do you have a tip on that?
Yeah, it's great question, Millie. But actually, my post is to encourage people to post on LinkedIn, obviously, but it's also finding a really good, comfortable frequency. Because I don't want what I like to also tell my clients is, if you're not inspired, don't post, because your audience is going to feel you, right? The content is not going to coming from the right place. The content is not going to be helpful or valuable. So just find out a frequency that helps you, right? For example, Millie, you find a wonderful frequency every Friday, streaming online EST time, 1 p.m., right? So you continue acquire audience, you have friends as well as audience just keep supporting you when they see your show, right? So I think this is great. So find a balance, find a frequency that you most feel comfortable about. Don't let anybody changes that. Like if it's like once a week, do it once a week. If it's twice a week, do it twice a week, right? But my data just want to show people that if you do or openly talk about your feelings about your expertise, it's going to help you a lot in terms of your personal branding. So that's my point. But to your questions, it's great questions. I would say telling your story, it's you are the person, know your story inside out, and find a very comfortable format to share your story. Are you a good writer? If that's the case, write in the text post. Do you like more visual driven type of content than do pictures with a text? A client of mine actually share a very sensitive topic of his a long time ago. It's 10 years ago. He basically wanted suicide, and on LinkedIn. And I mean, obviously it get received very well because the audience on LinkedIn are very educated. They're very sympathetic. They are, people that actually really understand the situation, because like I said, every five, I mean, just according to the US data, every five people are actually, one out of five are suffering in mental health. So every five people that you gather in a dining table, there's one that is suffer from mental illness. So it's some of the things that we all need to be aware of, and not just saying how are you as this sense of how are you. It's like, how are you really feeling? How are you really doing, right? Just take that extra step. Like when someone's like, yeah, I'm fine, right? There must be something, like maybe you can drill down or just bring them to the side, like, hey, what's going on? Can I really help you? Is it something that you want to share? If that's not, that's fine, right? If you do, remember that, you know, your family or your friends are all around, and just find somebody that you trust and share with them. So so yeah, find most comfortable format to share your story. And also, it's not forceful, right? To your point, Melly. It's all about whether you are ready to share that pieces of story and go forward to help others. So that, I think, is where the goal is really coming out from a place of help. So if it really takes you, you know, 3 months, half a year, or even a year or a year more to share your story, that's totally fine. When you're ready to share your story, find that perfect ground, perfect timing, as well as the perfect format. Some people also like to share it through videos. If that's the case, then do it. But find the most comfortable way to share your story is the way to go, and never got forced to do anything.
Absolutely. And at the same time, it's mental illness are such something so complex. At the same time, if I fall and I broke my arm, I'm not going to be shameful of talking about it, right? So why you should be scared of talking that you have anxiety or depression? Why should you be scared of talking about that? Because, like I said, you broke a leg, you're going to show it, right? It's okay, but for Ed, I think it should be talk a little bit more. And Lincoln user, I don't see your name. I'm sorry, I don't know why I don't see your name. I'm just saying Lincoln user. But what is the best place to share one story? I'm not
That's
sure.
Alexander.
Oh, Alexander, I'm sorry. Yeah, you do
Yeah.
see it, but I
Yeah.
don't.
Yeah, I see it. I just have my phone here, so I know our streaming. Alexander, yeah.
So I'm not sure that LinkedIn is the best place for some of us. Determining whom to trust is itself a difficult thing to do. For me, online is online, okay? For me, it's easier to talk to people that I don't know than talking to my own family. I know it's very weird and it's wrong at the same time, but it's so easy to just talk to you, you know? I know that maybe if you don't like me, if you troll me or you're bullying me online, there's less chance than if it's my own family or my own friend, because I feel a little bit more insecure. For me, online is a great platform. Anywhere you want to post it. For me, LinkedIn, like you see that live show right now, it's posting on LinkedIn, it's on Twitch, it's on YouTube, it's on my Facebook group too. So I post that everywhere that I want to, and I feel that people could hear me, right? So I'm not going to talk about my story only to one place. I like to duplicate it everywhere so anyone can listen to me at the same time. Sometimes comments from Twitch are coming, etc. So for me, it's very important that you find a platform that you're secure, and it's okay if you're going to a platform that no friends or any family that knows you, right? And if you change your name because you don't want anyone to know about you, right? Millie Moore is not my real name, by the way, okay? So just
I have no idea about that, Millie. So what's your last name? Or
I'm not going to tell
you're
you.
rather
I'm
not
not
to
going
tell.
to.
Okay, sounds good.
But don't worry. But
Hmm.
my first name is Melisande, so no one can pronounce this in English. So I decided to not. But my last name is my mother's name. Actually, it's not my father's name, so it's not all fake, you know. But even if you
Got
want to
it.
put yourself all fake, their fake name, go for it. If you feel more comfortable with that, you know, you can be
Yeah.
you can be called the name that you want. Doesn't matter. So yeah, just find a platform or find somewhere that you feel secure, that you don't think you being judged by people you don't know. It's not the same arm that
Yeah.
people that you know. So yeah, that's my tips for that. So find a great place. Sometimes I put myself on Instagram. Sometimes I put myself on Instagram too. I'm going to post some stuff there too. I need to post a little bit more, but I'm so busy right now, so I cannot find the right pace yet. But at least my show is every Friday at the same time, 1 p.m. East. So that at least it's always there. So, and for you, how do you will you respond that question?
Yeah, I was about to say too. I think Alexander, this is a great questions about what's the best place to share your one story. I would say is depending on which stages are you in. If you're like really in the mental illness, like right in the middle, I personally wouldn't recommend to do it openly. Maybe I mean more publicly, like online. Again, it's based on one's personality, right? I might say maybe share your story or share your experience with someone that you trust. To your point, right, Alexander? Someone that you love and someone that wouldn't, judge you right away. I think that would be a safe place to share initially. But if you're like already coming out from it, like me now, which has been a year from my anxiety attack or panic attack, I think I okay and comfortable to talk to Millie about it openly, even through a live show, and to her audience that all of you are supporting her. So I think this is important, like knowing which stages you're at. Going back to Millie's point, which is the channel that you feel more comfortable with, right? Is it something that it's online or offline? You can think about it, right? What are some of the things that it resonate you and feel most best about? And these type of ways also helping you internally, like just like writing journal, you're writing your emotion out, and in a few years time it might not matter, or in a few years time it matters, and you know how to tackle it when it come back again. It could be a symptoms or it could be an illness that have been at the background and you don't aware of it, like for example panic attack, right? It could be coming again, and I am aware of it and I know how to basically tackle it right now. So I think a little bit like journaling, think a little bit about a channel that you felt most comfortable with that would help you. If that's the case, then I'll do that.
Yeah, like you said, Selena, you don't need to publicly share it. You can share it on diary. I have my diary too, and when I feel bad and insecure, at the same time, it's a good thing because if I had to say everything I go bad, every bad thing on social media, it wouldn't be good neither, because you have to see positive in the bad situation, and that's what people want to hear. They don't want to hear your bad stories all the time, because they're going to feel depressed themselves. So it's okay to share the bad things, but you have to focus on the good or the lesson that you learn on those things in your life. And that's why the ADHD show is there too. And it's not about just saying that I've been bullied, beaten, and stuff like that in my life. It's not the point of that. I'm okay to share that my childhood was not very a fairy tale. I'm okay with that now. But it's not only about me. It's also about the guest that's with me, and I want to know their story. I want to know their tips, how they face it, and how they've been a better person themselves. It's not only about me, the ADHD Melly Show, even if it's my name on it, but you know what I mean. It's like the Oprah Winfrey show. She wasn't talking only monologuing about her life, right? It's not about that. So yeah, I was wondering if do anyone ask any question that they want to share of, and you want us to respond on live. You just go ahead. Like, the show always lasts like 45 minutes to an hour, depending if people are engaging on my live stream. So please, if you have any question or you have some comments that you want to share with us, that you want me to read on front, you can go ahead. I'll be so happy, and we will be so happy to respond. And yeah, so Selena, do you have something that you want to ask me or you want to share or anything like that?
Nothing to share anymore, but I'm interested to know about your campaign. Do you want to share more with others? And you said that you have a link here, but I couldn't find the link in the comments. I just wonder if your attendees are still in the show, they might want to support you. So if you can drop that link, that would be great. And
Yeah,
Alexander, thank you very much as well to you.
It's igg.me/at/ADHD Melly.
Oh, got it. It's right in the corner. Got it.
Yeah, it's there all the show.
Awesome.
But yeah, if you want to see that link, it's also on the description of that video. It's already there if you want to help me. There's there a link in group for subject like ADHD, autistic, or other aspect of mental health? Yes, I did one. And I'm going to share you the link after that video. I did one. Is not very active now because there's almost no person there, but you know. But yes, I did create something. I have something on Facebook too, and that group is very private. Okay, so if you want to share something that you don't want to share to the other person, it's a space. It's a safe space where you can share and we can give you tips. There's no problem with that. Don't worry. This is going to stay private between you and the member that are in the group. And don't worry, I'm looking at everybody that's going to enter the group just to make sure no one's going to just troll the group or just share your personal confidence. I'm just making sure that the people are really open-minded and they are good people. Hi, Silver Fox. Hello, thank you for being here. You see that she's on Twitch right now. So I have you on Twitch, on YouTube. I have views on Facebook. So that's so cool like that. So everybody can find their place where they want to communicate with me, which is fine like that, and I love it. So yeah, the campaign, like I said, you can just look into it and just see the videos, and you will be able to see the other videos on YouTube. If you want to see replays, please go on YouTube. They're there all the time, because on LinkedIn, they can get lost easily, because it's just an event, and they almost they are not deleted, but they just go away. So this is easier YouTube too. So there's live, and after they're staying there. So thank you for the nice emoticon, Silver Fox, and I'm so happy that you're here today. Yay! Yeah, what is your... I don't remember your name on LinkedIn, because she's on LinkedIn too, but I don't know why, but I forgot her name. So if you can tell me your name right now so we can talk to you, I can call you by your name, because I forgot your name. I'm sorry. So yeah, so sometimes there's delay, so I hope she's going to still be there and tell me what's her name, because I forgot. Sorry, I'm checking if she's writing to me. So yeah. Oh, DJ. Oh yeah. Sorry, I forgot your name. So it's DJ. And she's also on your live stream a lot, I think. She's always following you. Yeah, it's great. And thank you so much. So we're going to leave you in like 5 minutes, guys. So if you have questions, go ahead. And I'm going to always, like I do, let my guest finish the show by saying the last word of the show. So I'm going to wait like 2 minutes. If you have any questions, we'll be happy to respond to you. And if you don't worry, we're going to respond to you after, right? So thank you so much for being here. We're going to leave now. I'm going to let Selena end the show by saying something that she wants to say, and we're going to see you soon.
Millie, thank you again for having me as your guest in the show. I think you're running absolutely something super beautiful on LinkedIn. It's rarely to see this type of content here, especially this topic, which is not a topic that people could be monetizing from, which is like really, really against most of the stuff that LinkedIn is doing. So keep doing what you're doing. I think you'll be wildly successful. Just keep doing that, and your vision and mission is absolutely inspiring. The last word I have for the audience is really always like invest in yourself. Like, don't really think too much about your surrounding. Don't let anybody affect who you really are. I remember this so much from one of my mentors a long time ago. There's so many people can't wait to push you down and pull you down and give you negative sentiment in the world. You are the only person can protect yourself from it, and you are the person that could actually change it around, and that's really important. So find your sweet spot, find your support group, find people, and surround yourself with people that truly matters and truly want you to be successful. you're golden. And just to let everyone know, I have my LinkedIn podcast, which is called Your LinkedIn Gal. I know I've been sharing tons of tips about LinkedIn, but I would love, love, love to talk about other topics later and interviewing more incredible epic guests like yourself, Millie, or anybody that is listening today. And yeah, I look very forward to continue sharing my thought about LinkedIn plus other topics that I'm passionate about. Thank you so much for giving me the stage, Millie.
Thank you so much for being here. And like I said, I'm just going to say it fast that is you can watch back on my YouTube channel, DJ, if you missed the show. Do not worry, it's always going to be there. And on LinkedIn, it's going to stay there for a while, I guess. But if you want to see it forever, it's going to be on YouTube. So follow my YouTube channel, ADHD Melly, if you haven't did it yet. Because sometimes I post some videos, surprise videos there too if you want to. So don't forget to look up my campaign. My Indiegogo campaign is only 6 days left, and there's not a lot of time left. So please, even if it's just $5, okay, it doesn't matter how much you give, or if you just want to share it. So thank you so much for being here, Selena, and see you soon. Bye, everybody.